afternoon and welcome to the Presidential Leadership Summit of 2025. Today we are honored to have members of our Presidential Leadership Council, Brooke Frank and Bridget Desaulniers, and we are also honored to have President Mike and other cabinet members here. And personally, we would like to thank our alumni donor, Bridget Cowley. Up first, we have our group Cultivating Connections.
Cultivating connections, improving student connectivity by creating welcoming spaces. Imagine you're new to college. You've just moved into your dorm, and you're ready to meet the people on your floor. And when you go to the common room, you see this. As a first year living in Queen Anne's house, at the beginning of the last semester, we spent more time congregating in the bathroom for conversations than we did in our own common room. Until we decided that was unacceptable and got together and cleaned and decorated it a little bit. And beyond that, other students have displayed dislike for the common rooms. So the Student Satisfaction Inventory Survey was sent out by the college last spring. It was sent out so that the college could get an idea of how students were experiencing campus. And one of the things that the survey showed was that students ranked the residence halls as an area that needed improvement. And one way we can do that is through the common rooms, particularly the freshman common rooms. Some of the issues we've seen are the carpeting and the flooring, the paint on the walls, and the furniture. The state of the common rooms may show the college may make students feel like the college does not care about their experience in the residence halls, may cause them to feel unwelcome, and may diminish group activities in public spaces.
These pictures were taken in Queen Anne and Kent halls. You can see in the pictures there's stained furniture, the flooring is stained and really worn, and the paint is chipping. When I was a freshman, I never spent time in my common rooms just because it wasn't a welcoming space and I didn't feel like it was nice. And subsequently, I didn't really know anybody on my floor other than my roommate who I lived with. We're proposing both maintenance and res life work together to update the freshman common rooms to create a welcoming space for students transitioning to college life. The SSI indicated that student satisfaction and retention was lowest in the freshman class in 2023 and 2024. If students feel welcomed and connected to their spaces, it might improve retention and they might be more inclined to re-enroll. Refurbishing the first year common rooms would offer students a space that is comfortable and welcoming to connect with their peers. Some of the proposed updates would include updating the flooring, replacing broken and stained furniture, and potentially repainting the walls. Additionally, we would hope to implement some kind of RA program that would include a floor event where residents can come together and decorate their common space together. This would also include a budget increase for the RAs.
So as previously stated, an RA initiative would be implemented. This allows for students to add their input as they generate their own mutual shared space. And as a result, it will generally increase student connectivity. So students will be able to work together on themes and specific choices. So buying decorations also introduces sustainability, as some of those decorations are reused countless years after. After initial maintenance taking place during a break and the RA initiative taking place almost immediately, the common rooms would become more social and a place where RA and people of the hall could meet and interact.
So we have seen this become successfully implemented within some freshman halls. We've seen this both in Reed and in Nitz Martin, and we have seen an increase in socialization within these spaces. We've seen more RA programs being in there, and we've also seen more club activities participating in these spaces. So it does show that this can be successfully done. So overall, we can see that refurbishing the freshman year dorms can help welcome new students into the college, but also create more connectivity within these individuals and help them feel more comfortable in these common spaces. Thank you.
Thank you, Cultivating Connections. And there will be time afterwards for questions after the presentation. So up next, we have Alumni Student Collaboration Program.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Martise Whitfield, and today we'll be introducing the Alumni Student Collaboration Program. Who here likes alumni?
I love alumni.
So what our program focuses on is developing a personal connection between alumni and students and providing them one-on-one mentorship programs rather than workshops centered around the entire campus body. This allows students to feel more involved and feel as though they're getting a better opportunity and gaining an experience that is personalized for them and their career interests.
So like Martise says, unlike the current alumni networking events that the Career Center hosts, we're hoping to establish these one-on-one sort of relationship between alumni and students, and whether that looks like a partnership for 1 year or throughout the duration of the student's entire college career would kind of be to be determined based on the circumstances, but hoping that the relationship lasts throughout some time would be our goal. So some of the benefits of this include, like we said, establishing meaningful relationships. A lot of the times we feel that students are uninterested in the events that the Career Center hosts because they don't feel that the alumni have information that is specific to them and their interest and their career paths. So with that being said, we would hope that the opportunities that the alumni can present and the resources that they can present can be tailored to the students' personal career goals and what they want to do. With that, we also hope that students can gain a familiarity with the careers that are offered in their field of study. A lot of the times it seems that students are unsure about what their options even are after they graduate. So hopefully by working with one specific alumni, they get a better idea of what their options are and what they want to do. And then with that, students would feel less overwhelmed with their choices. They have a better idea of what they want to do after college. Furthermore, we hope that this would help alumni remain more connected and involved with students at WAC. And finally, in the same way that professors often offer extra credit opportunities for students to attend course mentoring sessions, we would hope that professors would encourage this program by offering extra credit for students to participate and be involved with this.
So our program hopes to nurture the relationship between alumni and students on a level that we have not seen previously at Washington College. Not only do we hope that students will have a one-on-one experience with alumni of their choice in their field, we hope that they can go the extra step and really step into the shoes of the alumni and the major they are pursuing and go on and work in a business that the alumni actually attends. We want the student to have knowledge on what skills that they must cultivate at their time during Washington College so they can step in and really grow in their desired field. And so we think that this one-on-one mentoring session and tutoring is only the first step. The second part will be a externship at the business, which can last anywhere between a summer, a couple of weeks, a month, or continually throughout their 4 years here at Washington College. We think this will really be the next step in nurturing skills that will help them in the real world.
And finally, I know that this might sound familiar or similar, but there is Handshake, and we feel like Handshake is kind of doing this, but it's very online based, and I feel like having something more in person, more engaging with the students will be more beneficial with the alumni and our peers. So having somewhere in the Career Center where they can go in and talk to alumni just for basic questions or even career specific questions, I think it would be very useful to have at the Career Center.
Any questions? Okay, thank you for your time.
Up next, we have WAC Wellness Workshop.
As a current or former student, have you ever felt lonely, hopeless, or lost interest in something you once loved? All are signs of mental illness. Actually, 60% of all college students meet the criteria for at least one mental health condition, but very few receive the care they need, which causes many to struggle in and out of college. This is why we created GLUE, a wellness workshop teaching campus how to stick together. Bridging the gap between our counseling services and campus to reduce anxiety for one-on-one therapy by providing mental health training on identification of symptoms and coping mechanisms, because great leaders utilize empathy.
I value this program. This will improve student life because we can provide guides on how to take care of themselves and tackle main stressors. These stressors include balance of social life and school, campus involvement, workload, transition to college, athletic performance, and future planning, and so much more. We will also be educating this campus. This will ensure members of our campus are able to identify when others need help and what are the proper steps to get them their help. Why does this help retention rates? Because students will feel more supported at WAC. Our current retention rate is 83%, and the peer and aspirant colleges average is 87%. Why this helps safety? Students feel that safety is important but is not being upheld properly. Students should feel more comfortable on campus. Since violence is commonly caused from mental illness, our programs can help in a big way. The SSI survey reported a gap between importance and satisfaction of 1.32%, or 1.32 for safety and security. 70% of our peer and aspirant colleges have mental health workshops. And one of our Tier 1 aspirant colleges is F&M, who regularly schedules group therapy sessions for students, as well as a mental health coach that is always available.
Okay, bringing together. So who is going to come here for the GLUE, or what GLUE is going to do? So it is open for everyone. Sometimes we have a lot of expectations from our board, like what we are presenting here. Like we do have a lot of expectation as well, but when it doesn't turn out like what we want, then we feel stressed, bad for ourselves. That's why GLUE is here. For the students, to cope with the different types of stresses like the midterm grades, okay, I got B- in my grades, in my bio, so we get stressed on that. So how to cope up with that? Like it's very common for everyone. For the faculty members, okay, not only the students, but the faculty members also feels the stress, balancing their family life and the college life and everything, preparing for the questions, for the exams and everything. And also for the coach and athletes, how it is going to happen. Sometimes we give our 100% to our tournaments, like we have to win this tournament, but sometimes it doesn't go like that. So what to do? Just to say like, okay, you lost a match, you did something? No, we need to support our athletes. We are going to do tomorrow. We are going to achieve that one. That's why GLUE is here. And personally, for the diverse background, I'm from the third world countries where we don't prioritize for the mental health. Like, okay, what is the mental health? What is that? We don't know. We only go for the physical health. You are fit and fine? Yeah, you are fit and fine. No more about the mental health. That's why there is only the less prioritizations for the mental health, and the rate of the society is always high. That's why the personally, like my high schoolers, like the 5 and 6 class students, the suicide rate is always high, and it is rising every year. And also the international students from the different part of the world is coming to the WAC. That will give an opportunity to themselves to participate themselves, to get into the health issues and like a mental health and get know more about them. And always we believe that the prevention is better than cure.
We will achieve GLUE through partnership with counseling services and WAC Square, spreading our vision using campus organizations and coaches to share the word, producing our final goal of creating a better campus environment full of support. From you, we ask for about $600 a year to put on a session each semester, probably around midterms time when stress is very high.
This idea helps the campus community achieve emotional intelligence by providing group counseling. Thank you. Are there any questions?
And up next we have Sassafast.
Hello everyone, my name is Angelica Tyler, and I think I can speak on behalf of everyone here that we're so excited to tell you our idea for Sassafast. But I had to ask, is anyone else sick and tired of scavenging across campus to get a snack? Good, to make sure. Now, our idea will not only give you a place to get snacks, but also a place to get dorm essentials. The overall idea for this is to add on to the campus communities so that people don't necessarily have to go all the way across campus or across town to get things for their dorm or to eat.
The River Dorms and Western Shore Apartments are the furthest away from Sophie's Cafe and all other dining options. This can provide more food and drink options, including healthier options and dorm necessities. Like in Sophie's Cafe, students will be able to use both dining dollars and debit and credit cards. Some students don't have cars to be able to go to stores for these items, and with the dining hall closing by 8 p.m., this 24/7 micro market is a safe and effective way for students to fulfill all their needs. So here we have a campus map. In the yellow circle, this represents our dining options, so Sophie's Cafe, where the star is, and the dining hall. The blue circles are student dorms, and the star at the top is our proposed location.
Some of the items we'll be providing at the Sasa store will be the printer, because the printing options are as much as far like the dining options and the Sophies from the upperclassmen dorms. And food and drinks. It's as much as stressful to walk across the campus, and it's also like much more stressful to walk across the campus and only find snacks or something that you might not like or something. So we want to like upgrade and add more to that if that is gonna make like the food options better for everybody. Another thing is hygiene products such as feminine products, lotion, body soaps, and anything that you might want and propose. And the other option will be room necessities, trash can, trash bags, paper towels, and so many more that you might like. We are more than willing to come up with those options and as much as you like. And decorations and general health, OTC medicine. Thank you.
So when it comes to making this vision a reality, we created a 3-phase development process. So our first phase will incorporate a campus-wide survey that will go out to students, faculty, staff, and that will basically get us suggestions for what they would like to see in this new store. And then the other part that we would like to look into is actually data from Sophie's Cafe. So by looking at this data, we can see user trends, so we can see what time of day Sophie's is most popular, who is using it, and what type of things they are purchasing. In the final phase, we will actually in the second phase, we will put those suggested products as well as a printer into either the lounge as a part of the lounge or in the outtakes room, which is actually a conference room. So it'd be transformed into Sassafast. And our third phase is Sassafast. This is our 24/7 micro market. And in this, we hope to have all of those products as well as the dorm essentials that Mary mentioned, as they will be available for students to use instead of having to walk across campus.
Now for everyone's favorite part, the budget constraints. So when looking at the remodeling, using the user trends, we'll be able to figure out what kind of food, drinks, and snacks and general supplies that students will need and whether or not we'll need cold storage, dry storage, and our shelving situations. And then with our vendor contract, we'll have to relook at that. I don't know how our contract works with whoever our vendor is for Sophie's, but if we do a flat rate and then college takes on the risk of selling the product, it's going to be much different than if we just buy the product ourselves as a school and then sell it for profit to the students. And then for general upkeep, you'll have the BNG and utility the housekeeping and the maintenance to make sure the space stays clean, sanitary, and safe for all students' needs. Thank you for listening to our pitch. On behalf of the whole team, we really appreciate it, and we generally believe that a general store in a residential heavy area of the campus will improve student life by giving them a wide variety of products to satisfy their wide variety of needs as college students.
And for our audience members, inside your programs, there is a QR code. Please scan that to provide feedback for our presenters. And next up, we have the Get Outside Initiative.
We've all been there. We've been studying all day long for that one really painful exam. And we have the bright idea to go outside, get some fresh air, play spike ball with our friends, but we want it to one issue. We don't have the money or the space in our dorm room for spike ball. That's where we come in. Basically, we want to create a box outside on the campus green with things like lawn darts, spike ball, footballs, volleyballs, wiffle balls, and a little bit of alternative seatings like hammocks and peanut chairs for people to lounge on. The way people could access these boxes during the day, they'd go in the library, grab a key, write down their name and student ID, use whatever they want in the box as necessary, and then when they're done, they hand back the key, and that's it. And in addition to this, once we kind of get this rolling and the project proves to be successful, we could then expand it to other outdoor areas on campus, like Sassafras, outside of there where the beach volleyball courts are. So raise your hand, how many of us feel better when we spend a little bit of time outside? All right? Yeah. And almost everyone raised their hand. And actually, this has been backed by a lot of research. One study we found in particular was from American psychologists on nature connectedness and mental well-being. It was found that we had improvements in satisfaction and pleasure by spending time outside by 54%. We also had improvements in quality of life and purpose by 77% by spending some more time outside. Now, this would be a great space for any student to use on campus, utilize for any of your needs, whether you just want to relax or, like I said, go outside and be a little more active. The green is a perfect place for this because it's a very underutilized part of campus. We have 2 main events on it, and that's really it, which is orientation and graduation. And it creates a very full circle moment for students here at WAC, but something that could really add to the nostalgia and experience overall at WAC is having more memories on the green, whether it's you remember the time you were playing football with your friends, or you got to relax after a really long, hard day at your lab or something like that.
So as for location, we did some research and went out and took some pictures of places that we could possibly put the shed or box. So one was by Toll, and it would be kind of away from the student gaze, and you wouldn't really see it, but you would obviously go and use it. And then the other spot would be, we found a nice little grass square spot, and that's not being used for anything, so we could put it there. And then for alternative seating, we would put our seating behind the George Washington statue.
We know that this is a need here at Washington College through recent surveys. As the 2024 SSI survey, 91% of students said that having an enjoyable college campus experience is important to them, but only 51% of them said they are satisfied with their campus experience. 61% of students said that recreational opportunities beyond intramural sports and varsity sports are important to them, but only 48% of them said that they are satisfied with that on the campus. Actually, over the course of the weekend, we sent out a little poll to our fellow change makers and summiteers to get their impact on our initiative. 95% of students said that they spend time outside. 86% of students said that they enjoy working outside. And 90% of students said that they would benefit from more outdoor opportunities. As for a budget for our initiative, our storage sheds are starting at around $100 per shed. Our egg swings ranging from $100 to $200 per swing. Our swing stands around upwards of $200. And then our hammocks, $50 to $60 per hammock.
And with that being said, we would also conduct a campus-wide survey to kind of gauge over the whole student body as to what we should add in addition to the things we've already proposed in those get outside boxes across campus. And then we would obtain the equipment by compiling different donations as well as items we already have on campus, such as in our campus recreational and through the Student Government Association. And then we would purchase those options for different seating. And then finally, we would utilize the Washington College social media accounts to advertise this to all students as well as the community as well to utilize our space for different clubs and organizations. And you all should invest in this initiative because it helps students at Washington College improve both their mental and physical well-being by providing an outdoor recreational space for all. And thank you.
Thank you, Get Outside Initiative. Next up, we have First Impressions.
Raise your hand if you think first impressions are important. So it's safe to say that most people here think first impressions are fairly important. Well, as Washington College, our first impression is often our website. So that's why having a website that is easily accessible and easily navigated is so important for us as a college. Furthermore, our first year satisfaction and re-enrollment rates are fairly low, which can likely is partly due to having difficult to find resources due to a not easily navigated website.
Exactly. So we want to make a good first impression on Washington College students, and we have some problems with the Washington College website. So those problems include formatting, student resource accessibility, and campus information. This would include things like the homepage is cluttered and navigation is unclear, and also this design is not mobile friendly. And with that, the homepage we do like where it tells you, apply here, request info here. We do like that, but then you scroll and all you see is news pages and things that aren't really helpful for incoming students or students looking for information they want to find. So with that, there are too many clicks to access essential student services, and campus information, the building floor plans are not easily accessible, and there's a lack of detailed descriptions or photos of campus sources. So I wanted to provide an easy and tangible example of a formatting issue on the website. So as you can see here, this is the end page of the Washington College website. It shows the map, contact us, etc. And this is a page where someone is looking for academic services. As you can see, the links for these services look exactly like the end page of the Washington College website. This can be confusing for a lot of students, parents, visitors, prospective students, anyone looking for that kind of information. It looks a lot like the end page, and it could be easily scrolled past, and people have trouble finding it. So this is a very tangible issue with in regards to formatting on the website.
So during the course of the Presidential Leadership Summit, we surveyed all the students involved in it, and we found that less than 10% of our students surveyed said that the website was easy to navigate. 95% of students said it could use improvement. Only half of students said it was actually visually appealing, and 64% of students said that they would assist in improving the website. So if WAC students who go here and have experience using the website think all of these things and don't think particularly highly of the website, imagine how prospective students feel when they're trying to navigate the maze to figure out how to apply it.
All right, now that we know that everyone hates the website, we can work on finding solutions. The best part is, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We have our peer schools, we look at other things that work, we can implement their ideas. Number 2, how can we engage current and future students? We understand that at the Leadership Summit, this is something that is an ongoing process. So by engaging our current and future students, providing them with real tangible incentives, we are going to make a lasting impact. Number 3, my personal favorite, logistical details. Not exactly that fun, but very necessary.
Yeah, so when we're looking at types of solutions, we wanted to compare Washington College's website to Towson University's website. Some things of why we think if the website works or things that we like are that it's clean, it's organized, it has a really nice layout. The links to student resources are very easily accessible. It's mobile friendly. There's an interactive campus map on the website, and there's very cohesive information for the visitors, for prospective students, and for current students, which is kind of the people that we're trying to hit. Some proposals for the design would be more user-friendly design, consolidation of student resources, and clear, accessible campus information. So again, with this very tangible example, I wanted to show this is an end page of Towson's website with the contact information and all of that. And then this is the page where students are trying to find information. So if you look at accessibility and disability services, you see right there is underlined. All you have to do is click on it and you can find the link. So this is something that we want for Washington College's website. It's very easy. You know where to find it. There's no way you can scroll past it or be confused. And this is the kind of thing we want to bring.
So in terms of other suggestions, when we interviewed or when we surveyed the students, they suggested that there should be an update section for the website so that students can easily see what is going to be changed and what can be updated. They also said that the majors and clubs section was out of date and needed to be updated. And they said it should be easier to navigate, and that also it should be easier for current students to suggest changes to the website.
Now, this is a timeline that, assuming we had, or prospectively we started next semester, it would take roughly, or at least if we have estimated, it would take roughly a semester to complete the reformatting and the visual changes to the website, whereas it would take from 2 to 3 semesters to gather and implement all the new information to update things such as the majors and clubs pages, as we would have to find where all the information is needed and implement it.
In terms of budgeting, we already have all the resources that we need because it's just redesigning what we already have, the skeleton of the website that we already have set up. But we see this as an opportunity to allow an internship to extend to a Washington College student who's in either computer science, communications, or media studies to help update this website by offering the internship. And the internship would be like $16 per hour for 10 hours a week for 12 weeks per semester for a grand total of around $7,700. But that's definitely worthwhile when you're considering the enrichment and education that they are receiving.
This idea helps current and prospective students achieve a sense of understanding and optimized access to resources by providing a more streamlined experience through the Washington website.
Do you guys have any questions? Thank you for your time.
What's that? Why so long? Why so long?
Oh, the time period? Well, realistically, that's more of a generous timeline. It could probably be done in a shorter period of time. It's also assuming that we aren't giving internships over breaks, as I know those are more expensive. So if you were to just give internships over the course of a actual school semester, then it would take a longer period of time because they're doing the work along with their schoolwork. But if you were to pay outside people, if you didn't want to go the internship route, it would probably be a little bit more expensive, but get done much quicker.
Thank you, First Impressions. Next up, we have the West Hall Rec Center.
Survey Club here on campus.
Hi, my name is Taylor Boyd, and I'm also the VP of the Arena Society, and I'm part of Creative Magic Sisters.
Hi, my name is Joseph Atkins. I'm a member of the SGA.
Hi, my name is Lazara Howard, also known as Z. I am an intercultural ambassador. I am the Reading Society's president. I am also on Clio's, and I am the BSU and 100% trial social media. I'm also an InterVarsity apprentice.
Hi, I'm Seo Kim. I'm in a varsity men's tennis team.
Raise your hand if you were in a club during college or are in a club at college currently. Are you sick of having to move your event due to overbooking and having to lug supplies all the way across campus?
According to the student satisfaction survey, only 28% of the students are satisfied with the weekend activities on campus. 62% don't even feel a sense of community here or belonging. We strongly believe that clubs foster a sense of belonging as well as build friendships. Well, no worries. Introducing the West Hall Rec Center, a place where students have a space dedicated to exec meetings, host events, as well as store materials. Without the worry of overbooking, or it would increase the satisfaction rate for students. There are only a limited number of spaces and locations where students can host their events. Now that they've already taken away the skybox. Now they're taking away the faculty lounge, but the Heinsohn Lounge is also way too formal for certain events. So with the West Hall Center, we have it right in the middle of campus, and it helps build those 70 clubs where we can host over 20 club offices in 2 large spaces where the clubs can host their events and have a great gathering. Student affairs would be the event coordinators to oversee those rental rooms downstairs.
Now, looking at these photos, you might see a couple of empty rooms. What I see is offices where students will be hosting events. Now, these doubles and singles can be transformed into flourishing office spaces, and the bottom space can become clubs where they host events and house e-work. Now, think of this quickly. When looking at these pictures, we see a couple of students who did not know each other joking around, having fun in a fostering, positive, and inclusive campus environment. But when you look closely, you see students having an e-board meeting and studying, laughing together, and I see friendships being born. Now, as a new student touring Washington College, walking in on this site of students of diverse backgrounds getting along together and just being one with one another, I don't know about y'all, but I would love to go to this school.
In terms of our budget, we estimated that $15,000 will be needed to complete this project. New supplies such as storage shelves, Roku televisions, chairs, a table, board games, bulletin boards, an industrial fridge and freezer, cosmetic, and general office supplies will be needed to make West Hall Rec Center an enjoyable campus space for everybody.
We want the West Hall Rec Center to be a safe and acceptable space for all folks. This project is going to be split up into 2 phases. The first phase is going to be for cosmetics, like we mentioned in the previous slides, stuff like TVs, board games, office supplies. But for phase 2, we want to make the building more accessible. It is a very nice building, but the stairs up front are kind of steep and can be difficult for students to walk up. So we want to find a way to fix those while keeping the original look of the building. And also, to get down to the basement, we want to add a ramp to the back of the building because there's a staircase going down, which would make it easier for students in wheelchairs who have disabilities to get into the building. Another possibility to make the building more accessible, because I think it's 3 stories in a basement, as adding an elevator or something like that. We also assist the SGA in conducting a survey to the clubs about the new spaces, and the rooms will be assigned to the clubs based on need.
So I would like to mention that another group at the Leadership Summit had the same idea as us. They helped contribute further to our project, suggesting that we include a general donation closet where clubs can put unused materials for other clubs, and clubs could book the basement rooms on campus groups. So they kindly pivoted away from the idea and let us continue to develop this project. This conveys just how much students support this idea.
We just want to end this off by saying that this idea helps bring student clubs together and achieve engagement and participation by giving them a safe place to collaborate.
Thank you.
Thank you, West Hall Rec Center. And And for our final presentation, we have fostering entrepreneurship.
Hello, I'm sure you guys are very tired of seeing all those presentations, but don't worry, we saved the best for last. My name is Justin Looper.
I'm Mary. I'm Maggie. And I'm Emma.
And we are the 4 Summiteers, and our presentation is on fostering entrepreneurship at Washington College. At Washington College, we take pride in our vast amount of resources where we have available students. One resource that I'm particularly fond of is the Career Center. It is an absolute font of knowledge for all things career readiness, and I think it does a great job at preparing students with workshops and just general information. I think one thing it could improve on is having hands-on experiential learning experiences on campus. I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people that I know have small businesses and they go through things like Etsy or something like that. And a lot of it can be a great step. I think we can do a little bit more. We can go take a step from Etsy and into the real world by introducing WAC storefronts, a place where students can have their own small businesses with all of the benefits and all of the experience for learning, but with none of the risks.
Our goal is to give students the opportunity to use space on campus to build their own small businesses. Students can work with the Business and Communications Department to build the skills necessary to build a business plan. Students will have to submit a business plan that includes a budget and product information. They will market their business to campus and will be active for 1 month before switching out with another business. Students will run their business independently and will develop key entrepreneurial skills. Some product examples include jewelry, art, and photography, or for a better visual, we have Justin's discount.
Half price of pies on Tuesday.
And so now, like, as we're getting into the why of doing this, it's good for encouraging student engagement and interaction in a safe place where students can have a business about things that they're passionate about. It kind of allows you to kind of troubleshoot, learn more about, hey, I do this or I don't do this, in a safe place where you don't get the real world consequences. All right, and experiential learning for students also. Students get hands-on practice in marketing, advertisement, business management, finance, customer service, proposal writing, and just engagement and learning more about the things that they're interested in. Again, developing real-world skills, practicing pitching project ideas, practicing budgeting, managing money, and experience working with customers, especially people that you know. Also, it's a fun shopping experience for the student body to be able to also just shop around, get to know people, learn more about like different cultures, things that people are interested in. Yeah.
So in regards to a timeline, 3 to 4 times a semester, businesses can pitch an idea and propose a budget to a faculty advisor, and each business would have 1 month in a storefront before rotating out. In terms of budgeting and concrete asks, we would need a space, and for that we were thinking the Goose Nest, the Ticket Booth in Gibson, or potentially a new space. We were also thinking that we need a faculty advisor, ideally a professor with a business professor with the knowledge to assist aspiring entrepreneurs. And finally, a budget that encompasses both the cost of renovation and a small trust distributed to each business to help them start. And then going forward, the program would start with 1 storefront to gauge interest, and if interest is high enough, there could be value in constructing a new building or renovating Middle Hall to house the student businesses.
In all, we would like to bring experience to WAC that not only gives students an opportunity to share things they love and their craftsmanship, but also have some place for students to get some entertainment on the weekends, maybe support their friends, and just find some cool stuff. So thank you so much for your time, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you to
everyone for coming. My name is Tricia Connor-Biles, and along with Dr. Hillary Bateman, we have been the advisors and very privileged to work with all of our summit goers this year. A special shout out to our peer mentors who acted as summiteers and guides. Being our MC is a presidential fellow and stepped in at the last minute to be our lead summiteer and did a phenomenal job. When I started working here at Washington College and started working with the Leadership Summit, I think the first year we did this, the theme was retention, right? Finding ways to help students stay here at Washington College. Themes of community and togetherness often come out of that first year. The mural, which is complete now in the Goose Nest, that is a wonderful example of community coming together and creating something beautiful and a collaborative space where most of these folks were last night cooking s'mores on the patio and socializing, which is great. The next year we focused on wellness, and out of that we had the honk, and really I would say an evolution of that is our communication digest that comes out from ARCOM. Last year we had 2 amazing projects come through. The theme was, oh goodness, what was last year's theme? Leadership, and we had 2 amazing things come out of that. We had the app, the Wash Call app, which is now being built and tested. But then we had the hub, which started with Shoreline Socials and now is actually being built in great thanks to our President's Leadership Council. Thank you very much. Things continually improve here at Washington College. I hope you'll take a couple minutes right now to scan that QR code and give your feedback for the presentations. And then I'm going to ask now that we have a chance to think about it, we're going to ask some folks to answer any questions. And I think you can sit here right now. We don't need to crowd this space. But did any questions come up for any of our guests, students, administrators, Leadership Council for our groups?
How many rooms are freshman common that would need to be updated?
That's a great question. How many freshman common rooms do we have? I know we have look at Amelia's over there. She knows. She's calculating.
The common rooms in Minta have been recently renovated, so those are good. They don't need to be renovated. The one in Reed also is fine. It's been recently updated as far as I know. So it would be the 2 in Queen Anne, the 3 in Caroline Hall, and then the 4 in Kent. 4 in Kent.
Thank you.
What is that? 9?
Yeah.
Great question. Great question.
What was the first one?
Yeah, so there's 2 in Queen Anne.
Other questions? Student questions. I'm curious from students to students. Yes.
So I forget who was it did it. So first asset pass. So how would we work out, since it's technically would be in Sassafras, correct?
Yes.
So how would you work out the fact that after a certain point at night, it's a 24/7 micro market, doesn't the dorm get locked to people who don't live in it?
Well, they can change access with key cards, like so
Okay.
hours, you can change that, and you can't use the elevator if you don't live there, and when the doors are shut, you can't get on the floors with key cards. So nobody who doesn't live there can get up.
Okay.
Is it an honor system?
It's the same system that Sophie's would use, so if you get caught stealing or whatever, there are punishments for that, and it would be the same type of thing that goes on at Sophie's.
So there are cameras, and it is honor system. You take your items and you go up and scan. Yeah. question. We got one, go ahead.
Also for SASFast, we're not used to security cameras being in residential dorms. What would be a good way to make sure that security cameras are being used to protect SASFast, but not intrude on student life within the residence hall?
That's a good question. I think with the room, they would just be strictly like maybe above the door, so it's not showing outside of that, just in there, because the privacy of students would still want to be protected and upheld.
I think it's fascinating this year. I think the topic was even more open-ended of change making, and I applaud all of you for coming up with such diverse ideas that really enhance Washington College in many different ways. One of the benefits of the Leadership Summit is to bubble up ideas and thoughts and then connect students to the departments and the professionals who are sometimes working on these very things right now, and then it helps educate everybody. So any other questions before we get into our networking? All right, so what I'd like to do is invite our groups to come up one by one up on stage so we can get some pictures. Actually, we're going to start with everybody up on stage. I'm going to lift the screen up and we'll get a picture. And where's Ben Erickson, Cookie Man? Ben's going to put out some cookies over here, and please, we encourage you to interact and have some conversations and keep welling up with some of these ideas. And we thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to give your feedback. Thanks, everybody.